had gotten to the point where I was making steadily $10,000 a month in gross income from my window tint business, and I still decided that it wasn't enough. Now, it wasn't that the money wasn't enough. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy the feeling of making the money. No matter what, the sacrifice of the time and the freedom for the money is never enough. All throughout my adolescence, I've been in pursuit of success, and success in the way of money. I've been in a constant pursuit of what can I do to change my situation. Coming from where I came from, I was raised in a very low income household, a lot of drugs, a lot of gang members, a lot of drug addicts, all this type of stuff that I was surrounded with. So I was always surrounded by poor in the pockets and poor in the mindset. Growing up, the only thing and the main thing that I was told by many others, and also the thing that drove my mind every day, was I need to make money. I need to be able to make a lot of money. I need to be like these people I see on YouTube and on social media. I need to be driving a Ferrari, and I need to be famous and did all this stuff. I was always in pursuit of that. And I had many different tastes of success in short spurts. Whether that was making $20,000 at one point, or making a $200, $300, $400 a day, or starting this business and it worked out, or starting this and that. The thing is, in my life, it's never been starting anything that was a problem for me. For me, it was always finding a reason to continue. And for a lot of people, they see that as me quitting. But the reality is, I showed myself that I can do it. And I also made the realization that what I thought I wanted wasn't really what I thought I wanted. Up until my final business, which was my window tint and vinyl wrap business, which was above all my most successful in the long term, as well as the most promising, right? And still to this day, I still tint, I still wrap cars, I still do all this stuff. But my new realization in life is, I don't want to be a businessman at all, nor do I really think I want to be rich. Of course, I want to be successful. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be able to go and put a full tank of gas in my car when I want to, or I want to be able to pay my bills with ease, and I want to be able to do all this type of stuff. But above all, I really don't care to be a businessman. I don't want every day of my life to feel like I'm trying to push myself to get higher than the time before and how much I've made money. I feel like that's a trap. And I feel like in our day and age, there's two extremes that we look at. You're either really poor and you're trying to break into your success, or you're hyper successful. And those are the people on YouTube and social media with the Ferraris and Lambos and the marketing, the trading, and all this type of stuff. These are the people that are hyper focused on being millionaires. And of course, again, I'm not down talking people that make money, that want to make money. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't want to be a millionaire. I mean, at the end of the day, if I was to become a millionaire out of nowhere, I'd be happy. But the reality is, chasing that brings me no happiness, I feel. I've come to the realization that I don't care to be rich, and I'm not going to say I don't care to be poor, but I'm not in fear of having a lack of whatever. The reality is, I've been broke. I've also been very successful enough to be able to buy the things that I wanted to and do all that stuff. And I also saw the reality of that is that doesn't matter to me either. For me, I've went through many different versions of myself throughout my life. And I've come to realize, that a lot of the things that bring me happiness, besides just money, is the things that I enjoyed as I was a kid. For me, I've always been a daredevil. When I was younger, I used to go to the skate park a lot. It doesn't matter if it was a bike, scooter, a skateboard, anything with wheels, a motor, or a board. I was always interested in that. It's one of those things that brings a subconscious happiness that I don't really pay attention to when I'm doing everything else in my life. But the reality is that when I do go take myself to do these type of things, I realize the smile on my face and the raw happiness that these type of things bring me. I can compare that to the same feeling I get when I'm spending time with people I love, like my kids, my friends, my mom, stuff like that. Of course, with me, I'm one of those people, I need connection in moderation. There's things that I need in life, and then there's things that I don't. The 3 legs of life. You need to have a good job, you need to have a good way of making income, a good house, and a good car. These 3 things keep you in a position where, 1, you're steady and you have the ability to scale and grow. As long as you have these things, it puts you in a mindset where you're not in fight or flight or survival. The same feeling that I get when, say, I make like $10,000, maybe it's a little different, whatever. When I make a large amount of money is the same feeling I get when I pay all my bills off and I don't have anything that's really putting me in a position where I feel like I have to go to work. That made me realize I don't think I really care about being rich. I think I really just care about being able to pay my bills and do the little things that I enjoy to do, like driving my cars or hanging out with my buddies, my friends, my family, going into nature, going to the skate park, which is free. In this generation, a lot of us are being tricked into thinking that we need to be rich to be happy. I think that listening to a lot of the people that have been rich throughout the years that we've watched or we watch currently, and a lot of them tell you how unhappy they are in terms of like their personal life. Maybe in their business life they're happy, but in terms of life at home or like that family feeling or that contentness in their life, majority of them are lacking that, because it's always a constant pursuit of financial success. It's never success in all aspects, because to me, success is not just making money. Being able to do the things that you love to do with ease and not having to feel a limitation on the ability to do that. I feel like, to me, that's true success. That is freedom. At the end of the day, if I pay all my bills up and I don't have any bills, and like I can constantly do that, maybe I got some money in the bank, like I'm good. Everybody has their own version of what brings them happiness. But for me, being able to buy cars, drive cars, be around cars, it's real true happiness, and it brought me to the realization that after I broke that threshold of being, I'm in survival mode broke, to, I'm making great money, I can pay my bills, I have the ability to make more if I wanted to, but I also have the ability to not care if I don't, is when I finally felt that contentness and that realization that I have already made it. Of course, I spoke of the 3 legs, a financial situation, a car, and a house. Those are the 3 legs. The 4th is finding your significant other. We do not need this 4th leg, because a table can stand with 3 legs, but the table won't be as steady. But when you get that 4th leg is when that table steadies, and now everything can be built on top of your foundation, and you know that it's not gonna fall. Once you get to this point where you can breathe and you're like, you know what, I have a good job, I have a home, I have a nice car, or whatever that is to you, and I can do the little things that I want to do, and now you've put yourself in the perfect position to attract somebody that aligns with this version of your life. The point of this video is, you don't need to be a millionaire to be happy. You don't need to be a millionaire to have a lot of cars. You don't need to be a millionaire to have those clothes or those shoes or anything. Everything comes down to how you choose to spend your money and how you choose to use your money. Money is something that the United States is constructed off of, and honestly, you can't get past that. But you don't have to let money be your only focus. Your focus should be everything else that brings you happiness. You just need to understand you need to utilize the money as a tool to mainstream your life, to get your life steady to where you don't have to feel a constant survival mode, because those emotions are taxing. These are the things that are killing you slowly. These are the things that they know that they're doing. We're not meant to get up every day and worry about money, and take it from me. Like, even in the position of where I was when I was making that much money, I still felt that feeling in my soul and in my chest that I'm doing more than my body and my soul and my heart and my will wants to do. I'm only doing majority of these things because I feel I have to do it. And that emotion is taxing, that emotion is killing us, and that emotion is the one that we need to pay attention to and realize that we are the master of where we go. And that at the end of the day, the life you always wanted is sitting right in front of our faces. We just choose to turn our eyes away.